Look at what just happened. Abigail Spanberger has won the governorship of Virginia. First woman ever to do it in the Commonwealth. Her opponent, Winsome Earl Sears, a black Republican woman, a veteran, was running too. So what do we make of this? On the surface, diversity first, breakthrough representation. But let's dig a little deeper. What's happening underneath the hood? The progressive playbook says equity, diversity, inclusion. They tout representation. But while those words sound good, too often the results are big government expanding agencies, more spending, and fewer resources going to the average working family. On the other hand, we have Earl Sears, a black Republican woman, a profile progressives might celebrate, right? You might think. Meanwhile, Spanberger ran as the safe, pragmatic Democrat, the experienced former CIA officer and congresswoman, and exploited the moment. Of course she did. The trajectory won't just be about identity, it's about how identity is used to justify further centralization of power. And this is what we have at stake. When inclusion becomes a label used for government growth, it distracts from what really matters. And those things are accountability, opportunity, fiscal discipline. And the winners become the big agencies, the contractors, the consultants, not the struggling families. You might ask, what can this lead us to? And I'll tell you, it would be more spending under the banner of inclusive programs, equity initiatives, social justice infrastructures, but the price tag? Taxpayers, you're right. And the outcomes? Mixed, at best. What we will have is policy by identity and ideology rather than by results. When the left controls the inclusion narrative, they redefine help as ongoing dependency, not as temporary support with a goal of independence. It erodes local control, big state government expands, local communities shrink in power, the rhetoric of diversity becomes the excuse for centralized bureaucracies instead of grassroots empowerment, and essentially the voters will say, we got the firsts, we got the symbols, but where are the paychecks? Where is the opportunity? And by then, undoing the structure is harder. What we should do as public is ask hard questions. We should demand substance over slogans. The representation matters, it always will, but what policies follow matter more. Ask, does diversity means more jobs, more growth, more opportunity, or more bureaucracy? We should promote accountability and local solutions. Statewide firsts are historic, but real change happens in towns, neighborhoods, small business communities. We should shift this power back. As well as that, we should focus on economic growth, not just equity optics, because conservatives believe fairness comes through opportunities, not permanent subsidies. We should expand job training, support entrepreneurship, hold the line on overspending. Expose the identity politics trap. When inclusion becomes a brand for bureaucratic expansion, it diverts attention from actual service delivery. Make the distinction. And lastly, build a narrative of real freedom and results. We don't oppose progress, we oppose politics that looks like progress but ends up as more state, less citizen power. Let's champion leadership that gives people tools to succeed, not dependency traps. It's not about celebrating firsts and moving on, it's about what comes after. Today's inclusion can be tomorrow's new entitlement system if we're not careful. We need leaders who deliver freedom and opportunity, not just check boxes. Because at the end of the day, hardworking Americans deserve real results, not just the next historic milestone.